What's up, YouTube? This is the Even Oracle here. I'm just hitting you guys back again before the end of the year, bringing you a full moon reading. Tonight is the night of the full moon in North America. I believe the peak of the full moon's around 10:30 this evening, so good time for manifestation. Anyways, I decided I was going to do a relationship reading for this episode of Even Oracle. And anyways, I brought out the whole setup, got the cards going, selenite dividing wand in the middle. Let's get this reading kicked off. Hopefully this will kind of give you guys a little bit of insight on what's coming up relationship or love-wise for the end of the year, or probably not the end of the year, but probably the new year for 2021, which that already sounds weird saying. Everyone's so used to saying 2020. It's been a long year. I can tell you that from my own personal experience. Had bad luck in love this year. Seemed like I had bad luck all year long. With COVID going around, job issues. I mean, it seemed like it was one thing after another. And I'm sure a lot of you out there had that same experience. And we're going to see how 2021 is going to be treating you in the love department. Anyways, I noticed on my last video that it cut out like the last 2 minutes of the video. This is a new camera, the GoPro Hero 9 that I'm using, and really I'm still trying to get familiarized with this camera. It has like so many settings on it, it's crazy. You know, I just realized I needed to format the SD card yesterday, and when I looked up how to troubleshoot and do that online, I found a whole nother menu on the camera I didn't even know it had, with 3 more pages to scroll through of different settings. So hopefully I'll get it down this time. It seemed like last time the picture quality was nicer than on the iPhone I usually use to shoot my videos. And it even seemed like the sound quality was a little bit better, considering I'm not using AirPods with the microphones on the AirPods to do my readings. Anyways, let's get this reading kicked off. Alright, so you choose a side up front. You know, you choose whether you're going to be on the left side or the right side in this reading, or if you want to see how the reading goes and then see what resonates with you as we draw the cards. That's another good way to decide what side of the dividing wand is you in this upcoming relationship, or the relationship you're currently in, or one you just got done with. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest. You know, you don't want to be reading into something that has nothing to do with you. This is a collective reading, so it's not going to match up with everybody's situation. First off, King of Swords on your side, or whatever side that is to you. 3 of Wands. 10 of Wands. The Justice card. I'm going to go ahead and just get all these cards laid out for each side here, and then we'll start doing the intuitive reading. I know all you out there that are watching my tarot videos, you already know enough about tarot to know what each card is, or, you know, the basic gist of the card. Really, the intuitive interpretation of the cards is where the fun comes into play here, and the Death card. Hope you guys had a good day. I don't know if you can tell by the sound of my voice, but I'm actually pretty damn tired. I worked all day today. You know, I'm still working at 2 different places now. I work half-time as a professional tarot reader out at a psychic shop in Casadega in Florida, which is, if you look it up on Wikipedia, it's the psychic capital of the world. And it's kind of an amazing little town. It's like every single business in the town is a psychic or medium business, or metaphysical or spiritual. It's a very interesting little eclectic small town. I'm actually hoping to move out there within the next week or so. So I'm going to be up in the thick of things as far as spirituality goes out there. The town is actually known for its vortexes and ley lines. That town is like full of like crazy energy. They got a lot of you really feel, if you are an empath or somebody who's a reader or somebody who's just a sensitive person as far as energy goes, you can definitely feel something when you go out in the town. It feels a lot different than the surrounding areas or other places I've been to out here in Florida. When I lived in California, I lived in Long Beach, and Long Beach also has ley lines in Long Beach, and there's definitely energy vortexes out there, although people don't talk about it as much. Casadega seems to be kind of known for it, at least out here on the in Florida. All right. So we're going to start doing the intuitive interpretation of these cards, and then we are going to draw more cards to start clarifying things. All right, on this side we got King of Swords, 10 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Chariot, 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. All right, so to me, whoever this person is, you know, whether it's you or the person in question, it looks like somebody is basically standing in their power. King of Swords is somebody who's just making head over heart decisions, very intellectual, very cutting with the truth, and cutting off things that no longer serves him or her. It's a very powerful card. Seems like somebody who's gotten kind of fed up with how things were. With 10 of Wands after it, it's like they're kind of cutting off something they felt was a burden, something they felt that they carried the majority of the load in. It was kind of an unbalanced situation from what I'm getting here. You know, swords are always air signs. This is air energy. So this is that kind of Libra energy I'm getting with the scales, balancing things off, balancing things back out by cutting off things that are just unbalanced and a burden to you. Also here with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like, you know, there might have been some sort of hope for growth in the situation, or you were hoping for a message to come in of growth, or maybe equal give and take to balance out these burdens of the 10 of Wands. But, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. You know, this horse is basically at a standstill. You know, he's just sitting there holding on to that pentacle, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So, you know, if you felt like things were never going to really balance out, or it was going to take too long, too much of a burden, and you cut that off, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Then we got Chariot right underneath the King of Swords. So I almost feel like the King of Swords cut off something that was a burden. He didn't see it moving quickly or going in the direction he wanted anytime soon, or he or she. And then he decided to cut things off so he could get forward movement. And with the Chariot card, I see that it's actually forward movement away from the 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups is not a good combo. 5 of Wands is all about conflict, fighting. This is like a tumultuous situation. And then 5 of Cups, you know, you see here with the cups knocked over in front of the guy on the 5 of Cups and him being depressed. This is like depression, despondency, being sad, you know, so conflict, depression, sadness, regret. I could see why somebody would eventually take their power back and cut off a burden that wasn't moving very fast and was just all about conflict and, you know, depressed and sad feelings. One thing I will say is that, yes, the King of Swords definitely cut these things off that did not serve him so he can move forward in his life. But one thing I will say is that with these cups kicked over in front of him, he does have behind him 2 cups that he's not looking at. And everyone knows the 2 of Cups is that equal give and take relationship card. Some people even read it as a divine union card. I'm seeing it as that he had to cut all this crap off and move forward in his own right, in his own life. I'm kind of getting with these card combination, almost like the Empress energy, you know, somebody who just is all good on their own. They don't need somebody else. They can just cut off what doesn't serve them and move forward. But I do see there is hope here of a 2 of Cups coming out of the lessons learned from this situation and learning to stand in your power, be confident, take your power back, and then move forward in your life to do your own thing. That's always a good energy there. Let's go ahead and see what this other person has going on this side. On this side, we see the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is all about, waiting for your ships to come in. So I don't know if, with these two cards next to each other, seems like there's a lot of waiting around, hoping that somebody else will, right the situation. Somebody else will come and be the ship coming in to the other person. So I think that kind of stalemate energy with these two waiting energies, waiting for the pentacle to come in. Real slow moving. Don't know if it's ever going to show up. Waiting for the ship to come in. Just sitting there waiting. Can't really do anything about it, or feels in that energy of not doing anything about it. Just standing there, looking, watching, and hoping something's going to change. But this to me looks like stalemate energy with these two cards on each side of the dividing wand here. Then I also do see here with the Justice card, the Justice is about balancing things out, balancing karma out. It is also about the truth, and sometimes even it is about the actual justice system. Next to it, we have the Death card. The Death card is that scorpionic energy, that energy of actually the ending of one cycle, which gives way to the birth of a new cycle. It's that transformational energy. So whatever was, somebody was sitting there waiting around. Looks like maybe the ships didn't come in time. So Justice had to cut things off. That's kind of, to me, sword and sword. King of Swords, Justice energy. That's kind of similar thing there. Also air energy. Also air energy. So whatever. I think having an end put to this situation was actually justice. Probably justice for both people involved. Then after the Death card down here, we have the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, that's all about victory. Being victorious, being celebrated. I'm almost even getting with this wreath here, it could even, be peace. Maybe when this situation was put to an ending, it caused the death of the situation caused a rebirth, which actually brought victory on. And we got the World card next to it. The World card's all about the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And then we have next to it the Hermit energy. And the Hermit energy to me is Earth energy. That's like Virgo energy. And the Hermit also is a very spiritual card about introspection, looking into deeper knowledge about spirituality, going within, getting in touch with your spirit guides, a little meditating, really shedding light, illuminating things in your life that have been in the dark, kind of maybe taking the self-inventory to see what you could have done better, how to fix things, how to move forward in the future, how to start moving in general, how to get your energy in the right place to have things be conducive. I think here there was probably, looks like with this waiting game going on, there was probably hope in the situation that things would get fixed, but it looks like that the King of Swords and Justice, the ending of the situation was the justice. The ending of that cycle was the beginning of a new cycle. It was victory, probably victory for both people moving on, both people doing introspection, getting some spiritual growth out of it. One thing I'm noticing here in this spread so far is that on this side we have just heavy hitter cards. I mean, these are just, 4 major arcanas out of 6 cards, and over here another major arcana. So it looks like this is definite justice from the universe, an ending, a new karmic cycle, and spiritual growth or a possible spiritual awakening happening because of this situation. This definitely, with the Five of Wands, Five of Cups energy, this seems like the conflict and the depression and despondency was the universe's way of almost smacking people with a tower, getting them out of this stuck energy here, out of this Chinese standoff, if you will, and getting them into the energy where they're going to be moving forward, new cycles, justice, and spiritual growth. So all in all, It's not that fairy tale ending for the end of 2020, but it looks like it's probably just what the universe ordered in order to get, looks like both people in this situation to be on a new cycle with this world card. All right, let's go ahead and draw some other cards. You know what? Let me draw out of this Edgar Allan Poe deck. I like this deck. It's a new one that I got for the holidays. It was gifted to me by one of the readers I work with, and I'm grateful for these cards. Has cool artwork on it, and different symbolism, so different messages come out. Let's clarify here. All right, we got the King of Cups. So it looks like the King of Swords over here started off as the King of Cups. There is somebody who is making heart over head decisions. And in order to move forward away from the conflict, it looks like heart over head was not so conducive to things being balanced or correct in this situation. It looked like they had to switch from the King of Cups energy to the King of Swords energy so that things could be cut off that no longer served them and start making head over heart decisions, which is not always the most fun thing to have to do, especially if your natural nature is that King of Cups nature where you just want to love and be loved and, you know, think that love is going to conquer everything in the universe. And you know, I'm not saying that love isn't powerful, but sometimes in certain situations with a lot of conflict and emotional issues going on here and burdens, you know, sometimes you have to see your self-worth in the situation and cut off what doesn't serve you, no matter how much you want to love or be loved. All right. Next up, another major arcana. All right, this side's heavy-hitting energy. The Moon. So I feel from what I'm seeing here that, you know, a lot of this injustice or this imbalance, if you will, was caused by hidden information, you know, deception even. So that's what I'm getting there. You know, it's also about the card of intuition and using your intuition in order to possibly see just that things are unjust, or see what would be just, see that you need to have victory by moving forward into a new cycle, ending things. The Moon card to me, though, in this situation is there is definitely some sort of secrets in this connection that obviously was secrets in a connection are never conducive to you know, a balanced relationship or healthy relationship. You know, maybe that's a lesson that is actually for both sides of this wand here. All right, Six of Wands. Six of Wands again. That's victory. So it looks like actually we got victory on both sides, you know. Not every time when something doesn't work out, it's not always a lose-win situation or win-lose situation or a lose-lose situation. Sometimes it can even turn out to be a win-win situation, which is always ideal. You know, I think there was probably heavy lessons learned on both sides of this dividing wand for both people involved in this, for both parties. And I also see it as being a victory because the way things probably will turn out in the long run, especially if certain lessons were learned during this whole process. This whole process can probably be painful with the Five of Cups here, but at the same time, it can also really boost up people's ability to have understanding of their place in their world, getting on their right path, learning from mistakes, which is always a good thing. Then we have here the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is that contemplative, meditative energy. Kind of goes along with the Hermit card very well as far as kind of going within to see where things went wrong. And I think that's a very positive card in this spread, because when you're spending time to go within to meditate on where things went wrong, that means you're actually learning your lesson so that you can move forward and not have these same issues pop up again. All right. Next, Judgment. All right, yeah. This was definitely a situation where divine judgment was called. And, You know, you can see in this card the people being pulled up into the air, just floating off out of this, you know, shipwreck, basically. It's, you know, obviously the divine had to separate people in this situation in order to get the victory, in order to get people to go within and get in that hermit energy where they could actually learn the lesson that was necessary to learn. You know, this, I'm not sure if this was a karmic relationship. From the cards here, it's looking like it to me, because karmic relationships, there can still be a lot of passion, a lot of love, there can still be a lot of good times even, but in the end, the relationship was brought together by the divine in order to teach divine lessons that would have not been learned otherwise. All right, justice, double justice on this side. So here with this justice card, you see what looks like a lawyer, a woman, a mature woman, scales of justice, and I'm not sure if this is from the costume on the card, is that a Victorian police costume, a Victorian military costume? I'm not quite sure, but either way, it looks like, and also papers in front of this woman. It looks like possibly this was even up to the point of, with the justice cards, of things had to get in balance by there actually being a legal separation, a divorce. You know, the law got involved, something along that nature, with the double justice card going on here. All right, let's pull out of another deck here, get a little bit more clarity on things. All right, here we go, Hermit again. Hermit on both sides. So definitely this caused people on both sides of this dividing wand to go within and learn spiritual lessons. This definitely was divinely orchestrated as far as justice, judgment, the Hermit card. I mean, the Death card, the World card. I mean, this is just, I honestly haven't seen a reading like this in a long time, where there's just major arcana after major arcana after major arcana. This is kind of a rarity. All right, Three of Swords. In most decks, Three of Swords is the heartbreak card. Shows a heart being stabbed with three swords. Also could be a third-party card, you know. But on this deck that I'm pulling out of here, the Law of Attraction deck, it's the Arrival and Departure card. So I'm getting a dual message out of that card. I have a feeling in this situation there was some sort of third-party interference, whether that's friends, family, or another romantic rival, that caused heartbreak. And I'm seeing that it also caused a departure and arrival. Somebody had to leave the situation and somebody showed up in the situation, or there was multiple comings and goings in the situation, a back and forth type of energy. All right, Nine of Swords. In most deck, that's the card of worry. It's the card of sleepless nights, the card of stress card. It's actually called the humiliation card. So I see that, you know, somebody on this side of the wand definitely felt humiliated in the situation, like they were done disservice, things weren't just, and I think that's also why the universe came and called judgment on this situation. You know, it's never good to be stressed out, sleepless nights, and feel humiliated. I mean, who the hell wants that, right? So it's almost to me looking like it's a good thing that the divine showed up and, you know, squashed this, caused people to depart from the situation. All right, next, Two of Swords. The Two of Swords energy, to me, it's all about kind of being stuck between choosing, you know? So on this side, I'm almost getting the point with the Three of Swords here. That's like to me the third party card, and departures, arrivals, and then Two of Swords. Like somebody in the situation possibly caused an injustice and caused the death to the situation by not being able to choose between a third party and the other energy in this reading. So, you know, that definitely could have been a factor in this situation. Man, this incense is freaking strong. I found these incenses. I don't know if you can notice how much smoke's coming off them, but I found these incenses. They're frankincense, but they're actually like made with the real frankincense resin, you know, the sap. And man, they smoke the whole damn room up. It's like hot boxed in here. That shit's choking me up. But I do like the fact that it's like real frankincense incense, which I think definitely helps attract and draw spirit in to be part of this reading and make it a little bit more on point. I think the regular incense is just a fake frankincense smell, but these ones are cool. All right. Last but not least on this side, the Lover's card. All right. I mean, the Lover's card speaks for itself. That's that divine union, divine connection. So I'm not sure actually here. I'm getting that this could go two ways depending on the different people out there in the collective. This could be that this actually was a divine connection that went awry and lessons had to be learned because either one or both parties in the situation just was not living up to the contract, the soul contract for this divine connection. Another way I'm seeing it is that once this whole situation unfolded, somebody stood in their power, got their confidence back, and moved forward in their life. That they went from this Five of Cups despondency and depression to actually finding this Two of Cups that was behind them, that had not shown up yet in their life. And maybe that by them going in hermit mode, doing their introspection, that maybe divine justice was because they actually did the inner work, the shadow work, and healed in this situation, that they did eventually get this Two of Cups Lover's card connection and actually end up in a soulmate contract. Or even if it was a twin flame connection that went awry, maybe it was there to learn lessons, and then the divine was able to bless this person on this side of the reading with their Two of Cups, soulmate, and Lover's card. So maybe it was a twin flame situation that went awry, or a karmic soulmate situation. I'm not sure. Take what resonates with you. But it looks like in the end, lessons were learned, power was taken back, there was forward movement into a Two of Cups Lover's card situation, which I don't know if that has already happened for you or it's coming up in 2021. But if it's coming up for you in 2021, or if it's already happened for you, congratulations. That's always a good thing. That means that you really did put in spiritual work into the situation, and you did learn your lesson, and you know, you grew spiritually. So that's you know, that's good. It's really good. All right, Ace of Swords. So it looks like on this side we go from third-party involvement, not being able to choose. Looks like this. This is a new deck to me, and I kind of give certain cards names. I'm going to call this my divorce court card because this is looking like divorce court. You got a lawyer, you got some sort of law enforcement judge-looking person here, and a, I don't know, sad-looking lady was signing papers in front of her. So it's I'm going to call that the divorce court card. And then Ace of Swords. So it looks like maybe with the moon energy here, the deception, the secrets, the lies, finally there was a new beginning in truth with the Ace of Swords, which cut through the Three of Swords, Two of Swords energy, and actually brought out the Ace of Swords, the truth. you know? And then that truth actually can be the ending of something. It can have justice be served. And then a new cycle can begin because an old cycle ended, and victory can come in. So to me, this, honestly, even though this is look like a rocky road, a tough road to travel here, it looks like in the end it all worked out the way that it was supposed to on the divine level. And it looked like it got both people to go into hermit mode, to go within, to learn in the situation, and actually is going to bring victory to both people in this situation. They're going to get their own individual divine justice in this situation, which, I mean, that is the way that it always works out. Karma is always dished out by the divine when need be, and blessings are always dished out from the divine once the lessons from the karmic cycles are learned. I mean, that's just the cyclical nature of life. That's how things go forward, at least in my experience, from what I know about spirituality and life itself. And what do we got here? Authority. All right, so it looks like this person here, that's, to me, this is very similar to the King of Swords energy. It looks like somebody learned how to stand in their power, learned how to stand up and accept only what they felt they deserved or were worth in a situation, and not to take on undue burdens with the Ten of Wands, not to be in this conflict mode, and not to be in depression, but to actually stand up and take authority in one's own life. I think that's probably a very valuable lesson that was learned in this situation, that actually is what caused the forward movement and the judgment to be called, and then again to have the Lovers Two of Cups card come into play there. And that's there you go. That, to me, that was the divine lesson. All right, and then on this side, it looks like this person, and look, it's very interesting too. We got a 4 and a 4 on the Oracle card. So 44, I don't know if that means anything to anybody. 8 in numerology, success. Yeah, but it looks like this person's divine lesson is that after having all these things happen in this tumultuous situation, when the sword of truth came out and cut through all the bullshit that caused the new cycle to begin, that this person had to rest and rejuvenate and probably go into hermit mode, kind of sequester themselves away from the world a little bit, so that they could actually, you know, get their power back in a sense. Because it looks like this divorce court card, third-party situations, deception, fighting, the ending of something, the legal system. I mean, this looks like a mess that I think anybody would have to go and rest and rejuvenate. And it also could be that that's one thing that maybe might be needed to get out into nature here. You can see on this card, he's meditating out in the woods. You know, get out in nature and spend a little time connecting with earth, connecting with the spirits in nature, grounding yourselves, getting in touch with your higher self and your spirit guides. Anyways, it looks to me like this reading is wrapped up. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Like I said, take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind. I hope you guys have a great New Year's Eve. Be safe out there. And remember, 2021 is going to look up for you. If you've learned your lessons from 2020, you can expect new changes in your life, new blessings coming in. And anyways, this is the Eben Oracle. I hope you guys like my videos. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Make comments down there if you guys have any suggestions for new topics for a reading you want to do. If you leave a comment in any of my videos and ask for a specific topic or a specific question, I will do that question for you in a video. And I appreciate any, you know, feedback I get in my videos. I have a small channel and I do read all your comments and I will respond to you. So hit me up. You guys have a great rest of 2020, and look forward to 2021. This is the Eben Oracle. Peace out.